So we started the What If project in September of last year. We had, as a school, focused very much on our school values. They are a very important part of the Christian ethos of our school. And as part of the What If project, we were invited to incorporate our values within an umbrella value of hospitality. And we decided to do that through a World War I history topic.
All of the children had an introduction to World War I, but also we visited our local memorial at the church, and we started asking questions about who were these people, how were they part of our community, what did they do, what happened to them. And we built the first 2 weeks around these questions really, and their part in our community, and also encouraging the children's empathy towards these people who had done something extraordinary for the village. And Alex, what did you say when I asked, what is bravery? So if you help but you find it hard, the idea of finding something hard but actually being brave enough to have a go anywhere. I think that if I'd have asked this question at the beginning of year one and at the beginning of the What If project, we would have got entirely different answers to the answers that we got this morning, which I think is an amazing journey.
And they're really reflective, aren't they?
And so one of the other things that we did within the project was thinking about what if, seeing anew, trying to engage the children to be reflective in their thinking and in their work. We decided that we would ask our year sixes to go on a trip to the Gurdwara, and as part of that trip, which again will be something they would always have done, but we looked at what if and decided actually we'd ask members of the Sikh community to talk to the children about the role of the Sikhs within World War I.
What was the same about the scenario with the Christian soldier as the scenario with the Sikh soldier? Thank you, Megan.
They both had to think before they'd done their actions.
Do you know that is so important, isn't it? They had to think, to reflect on their beliefs before they took action. That is incredibly important.
So that was the beginning of our project. The other thing that we did in terms of the history was that we decided we would move from a sort of razzle-dazzle kind of performance to getting the children to explore and tell the story of the Christmas truce.
And the idea of tying it perfectly into the What If project, one of the criteria we tried to work with was being able to offer friendship to people that we perceive as different to ourselves, how we can find similarities and common ground.
Yes. Then that led us to the end of the project, which is about the Battle of the Somme, and we invited our year fives to complete an animation, which again they did with a local person. And they wanted to focus on friendship. They wanted to have some humour in it because they felt that the soldiers at the front would have wanted that humour. And again, it was thinking about friendship, thinking about family, thinking about the greater good, thinking about service
and generosity.
towards others. Yes. And within that project, when we talked to the children about that project, they were very clear about how it was a class project, how that meant they had to cooperate, how they had to listen, how they had to, when they had differences of opinion, how they had to express that with respectful conviction. So there was a lot of the hospitality value coming within that project.
Me and a few other people were creating the characters and the trees, but it was really fun because you were creating the story with your hands and the clay models.
That sometimes, even though you can get impatient because something doesn't work or whatever, it can be quite fun working with your classmates.
Next year we are going to, as an ethos committee, we're thinking that we will move towards thinking about Christianity in action. So how can we actually put this idea of hospitality into action within the wider community through things like charitable work, and the children thinking about ways in which they can not only just raise money, but what else could they do themselves or as a collectively to make life better for other people. And that's really where we are at the moment.